All right.
I'm going to try to smile through this whole show. We're back, the Fantastic Four. I'm back with Jose, Jeff, Nick, and of course me. It says Anthony, but everybody calls me Tony. Um, Holy crap, it's hard to be a Dolphin fan nowadays,
Uh-oh.
isn't it? I
Those
I saw that I after the Seattle game, and I go, Tennessee, it can't be as bad as the Seattle game, so it's going to be halfway decent. They they, they You could still smell the stench from here. Uh,
and let me correct me if I'm wrong, but that was the 0-3 Titans.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep,
Just want
the
to
old
make
They
Dream
sure.
were
Titans.
they were the worst team in football,
Hmm.
and
Uh,
now they're no longer the worst team in football.
no.
Probably. Nick,
And
I'm
and
gonna throw it straight to you first because you look like you're in like shock still.
What do you talk about in this game? We didn't do anything right. I mean, again, 2 for 12 on third down. You can't win if you cannot convert on third down. What else you got? You have you have to figure this quarterback situation out, whether it's play calling, you had Tyreek Hill right before the half. You could have had an 80-yard touchdown on that one. Third quarter, you could have had what, a 70 something yard touchdown out of Tyreek if you don't overthrow that pass.
Mhm.
So you're looking at timing. If you just get the right quarterback in place,
Mhm.
we can get some yards going here. We had 99 offensive yards until we had that touchdown drive, which was 85-yard drive.
Mhm.
wait, we scored a touchdown?
Yeah, it was shocking.
I
It
think
only
we
took us
led
10 quarters. 10 quarters to get a touchdown.
When did we score we scored a touchdown for real?
In the fourth quarter.
You
Yeah,
weren't
we
there.
got
You
it.
didn't see that like, ticker tape
Can't remember.
parade and everything.
It was the shock of the first 3 quarters. That's what it was. Can't remember that touchdown.
Jeff is blocking his camera. He's almost ashamed to be on this
Yeah,
show.
I'm gonna get a bag and put it over my head, a paper bag. I don't know if you guys realize this, but since we started this Fantastic Four podcast,
Mhm.
we haven't won a game.
Yep.
Well, I'm not sure that there's a correlation.
What are you talking
But,
about? We won one game.
No, they won
no,
before we started.
we won our first game, but we didn't start the podcast until after that.
After the first game. So if
Yeah.
anybody from the Miami Dolphins are listening to us, um, we can be
Pay
bought.
me.
Can't be bought.
I'm not even expensive. How about 4 club seats?
That's not expensive.
Okay.
They're not. That's not going to be expensive next year if they keep it up.
No kidding. I mean, seriously, the only bright spot of that team yesterday, the only thing that worked was the defense in the first half and the kicker. Again,
Except for that last kick,
well,
the onside kick. We could talk about that later.
yeah. Seriously, I look at that game and Huntley, I know a new guy didn't know the system very well, but to me, it's like, okay, guess what? You know he's not going to do well. You know he doesn't know the system. Let him throw. Let's see what happens. What have you got to lose? Playing that safe game, like maybe if we're lucky to get 3 points there or 3 points here, eventually the defense is going to break and the other team's going to score. All right. Shutouts don't happen in the NFL anymore. Okay. And it's getting to the point where I think it's funny that now I look at social media and I look at some of the news reports. People are really starting to begin to question the head coach
Yeah.
and his play calling. And I was saying this weeks ago. And frankly, from day one this season, they have not impressed me.
Yeah.
I was having fun with the announcer. I was going crazy with the announcer. He kept on saying, "Oh, you see, if Tua was there, this would have worked. This would have worked." No, I don't think it would have because the Dolphins sucked before Tua got hurt. The
Yeah.
offense. All
You
right?
know what? Let me say a couple things here because look, Coach has kind of painted himself into a corner.
Mhm.
He's built an offense that only Tua can run.
Mhm.
But this year is a little different because we've lost some key offensive linemen in free agency that seemed to have worked a little bit last year. And now the interior of the offense is trash, 100% trash. So you can't just take Ingold and run them up the middle like we used to on 3rd and 1 and get that first down. Now you got to do these little zone runs to the right or zone run to the left and hope that your offensive line blows out some folks so they can get to, up into a pocket and pick a hole and maybe break it to the right or the left. That's what was happening a lot last year, right? So this goes back to Grier. Grier, I'm watching him from our seats in the owner's box. My man is sitting by himself, all by himself, looking at his phone, right? And we're gonna lay this right there at the feet of Grier. He's got a trash offensive line, right? And then we have a stubborn head coach that all he knows is zone run left, zone run right, throw it over the middle, and that's it. That's all he has at this point. Bubble passes to the left and the right. That is it. That's the whole offensive scheme, and he's dealing with absolutely zero push up the middle when it comes to I mean, Huntley was running for his life the moment the ball was in his hands a lot of the times last night. So we're in a bad place, and I wouldn't be surprised if McDaniels is gone because he's kind of progressed in his look. I don't know if you guys have noticed. I think he's in his Marco era this year, right? And it's not coming across very good to fans. And at the end, you can do anything you want when you're winning, right? But the cavalier attitude and the cavalier responses and things like that, they don't go very far, and they land very soft when you're losing. And we're losing right now. And I wouldn't be surprised if McDaniels is gone soon. Here.
Then we're starting over with a rebuild.
And I wouldn't be surprised if we had a fire sale. Yeah, and it's starting with Tyreek, right? I think Tyreek might be one of the very first ones.
You're paying those two receivers what?
Yeah,
almost $50 million combined money.
Yep,
and it probably goes up from there this year.
Yeah, and then the quarterback.
Look at it. Yeah, you're paying the quarter. That's almost almost $100 million on 3 guys,
and you have no interior lineman.
None.
It's incompetent.
It's crazy, and we can't win with a backup. We just lost to a backup.
Yeah, I'm looking at all the media and the press now. Now they're all talking about, oh, Tua's doing great. He'll be coming right after he comes off IR. He'll be back. People are forgetting one more hit and he's done again. Okay,
he'll be in a body bag the way this line plays.
Yeah, but he's got no offensive line.
No,
like last year, you could see a perfect pocket forming. He would stand back there and he'd get a little time. He's nobody can stand back. We can't keep a quarterback upright.
I just don't understand it. I would love to know more about the preparation, because apparently the preparation is phenomenal, but there's a disconnect, according to McDaniel, between the preparation and the execution on game day. So how can it be that far apart if you're having tremendous time in practice, but then you come out here in the game and you get 99 yards?
See, I disagree with you that the execution of the Dolphins was terrible.
Yeah.
That's
what I'm saying.
How many times? There was one drive where they had like 3 times 2 people in motion at the same time, the penalties. I mean, that is Pop Warner stuff.
But that was
penalties.
That was the quarterback.
Penalties.
That was the quarterback. Illegal shift, right? The last player that's shifting has to set before they can hike the ball. And Huntley kept hiking the ball before the guy actually set, right? That's on the quarterback. And that's no communication from somebody on the offensive side needs to say, hey, you got to let me set before you hike that ball.
Why are we doing so much motion with a third string quarterback at this point that just got here?
Agreed.
You shouldn't be running all this double motion left, motion right.
Hey, so who's in a similar situation is the Green Bay Packers, right? They lost their starting quarterback, but guess what? Their head coach or their offensive coordinator seems to be able to take their second string quarterback and not only win one game, but they win two games, right? And the second game, they won it better than the first game, right? They're scoring into the 30s. So what's up? I mean, we got this high-powered offense, right? Where's the boy genius, taking what he has and making something happen out of it? I mean, the idea
the coordinator.
We still haven't led.
No.
Here we are. We still haven't led a game.
Let the coordinator do his job.
There's one more piece that I believe also is hurt besides Tua being hurt, and I'm totally disappointed in the coaching. Mostert, the running back, he's been hurt. All right. Achan's not stepping up.
Yeah.
All right. So, Jeff, you've been quiet. That worries me.
Very quiet. Very quiet.
Well, I'm letting you guys talk. Yesterday somebody asked me about the execution of the offense, and I said I was all for it.
I need a dun rim shot.
No, it all comes down to, we've got a quarterback that's been on the team less than 2 weeks. He was a third string quarterback to start with, and we're kind of asking for miracles. And I think if we don't win a game before Tua comes back, I don't think Tua will be coming back this season. I think he'll opt out of the rest of the season because, I mean, if we could win a couple games and there's a chance we can make the playoffs, I think he would come back. But if we keep losing like this, I think he's gonna pretty much say I'm done for the season, and then that'll be it. And like you said, I don't want a fire sale. I don't want to rebuild. I don't want a new coach. I want them to figure this out and make it work.
Now, you got to change the play calling. They're doing the same thing every week.
I think,
and he can't simplify. People looking at, he's just stubborn, right? He can't go up the middle, and all he has in his mind is what he has right there.
Come out in a standard shotgun formation and work with that. Stop all the motion.
Yeah. If you can't run up the middle, then don't run the double I formation. There's a lot of double I formation, which means you're trying to run up the middle, and it just ain't happening.
We should be heavy shotgun pistol formation at this point.
I
you
think
need that extra 3-4 yards back.
I think the best person who summed it up was my all-time favorite Dolphin player, Larry Zonka, who tweeted one word: sad.
Sad.
And Larry Zonka bleeds aqua and orange. Okay. This is killing him. It's
pathetic.
Okay, there's one thing a lot of people are talking about that game besides the Dolphins sucking. Jose.
Yeah.
What the hell was going on with that onside kick and those new rules
was up with that
nobody seemed to understand?
Right. So even the official, if you go back, the official had a tough time getting it all out. Right. What happened first of all, there are new kicking rules around the onside kick, and there is a landing zone. Right. So you have to get the ball inside. The kicker has to get the ball inside the landing zone. And I guess it's a punter. But if it goes outside the landing zone, there's a penalty. And since the ball is kicked from the 20, they assess the 10 yards from the 20 back, right? Puts the ball on the 10-yard line. And that's kind of what happened to us. And then they had 2 minutes and 42 seconds or 2 minutes and 20-something seconds to score that touchdown. What was interesting at that point is if you're in Vegas and you had bet on that game for the under, right? You're like, kick that ball off, right?
Yeah.
If all of a sudden the ball's on the 10 and you bet that under, the under was 37.5 points. So they were definitely under at that point. So it went straight to pure hell for the folks that were betting under, right? And the folks that were betting over are like, let's get it in there, man. Let's get Pollard one, right? When you should be, I mean, at that point, it's kind of like, courtesy. I mean, they could have almost put their knee on the ground and taken the field goal there at the end, right? But they didn't do that. They decided they were going to go get Pollard a touchdown, and they did, right? And what was interesting about it is, there's a whole fashion of folks out there saying that is a setup, and Vegas had to have their. Yeah, I don't know where all the money was. It may have been on the under, right? But at the end of the day, it's it's starting to become like I used to say about the Patriots, right? Every time we play the Patriots, I learn a new rule, right? and now this week we definitely have learned a new rule. That if you're going to kick an onside kick, you better get it right because the penalty is steep.
Even the special teams coach for the Tennessee Titans didn't know what the rule was. He thought the ball was going to go to the Dolphins. He was mad. He was yelling at his players.
It was pretty incredible. Yeah. That's what everybody expected. Right, the ball landed on the other side of the 50. We grabbed it. Everybody was freaking out. That was the controversy.
Yeah.
Right, was that everybody didn't know that there was a landing zone. It actually became an infraction. And then, of course, since they kicked it from the 20, they had to take the 10 yards.
And you have to announce now that you're doing an onside kick, right? You have to make an announcement,
right?
Yep.
You have to have a guy that kicks a mile straight up in the air. That's how you do it. Right, and then get everybody underneath it. I'm thinking if I was a special teams coach, I'd have my guy kicking the ball straight up in the air, get it inside that landing zone.
Yeah, remember that was after a safety. That's why they were kicking off from the 20.
Yeah.
I understand why they changed these rules. They don't want people getting hurt. Blah 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 blah. I don't know anybody who likes the new kickoff rules. Do you guys like the kickoff rule? The new kickoff rule?
I still don't understand it. I have the guy that sits behind me in the stadium. He has to tell me where the ball. I turn around to say, where do we get the ball now? And he says the 30, and then I don't even ask. I just turn and he says 30,
I look at it that two of the most exciting plays in NFL is one, a kickoff return for a touchdown that everybody freaks out. That makes highlights everywhere. Yeah. Second, a surprise onside kick. One of the greatest plays of Super Bowl history is when New Orleans did that onside kick against the Colts. Remember that? That's classic. That's gone now.
You have to announce that you're making an onside kick.
Yeah, that's like saying, "Oh, we're going to throw to Tyreek now." I mean, come on.
Yeah. What's the point of an onside kick now?
Yeah. Stupid.
If I can't squib kick it,
you can't even do that. No.
And try to get this really cool hop out of it. You can't even do that. I mean, what's the point? And it's not like they're running 30 or 40 yards apart. They're like 10 yards apart or something like that. On an onside kick. It's really not that far. So I don't and then usually it's an angle. You're trying to get the squid, trying to get that hop towards the end of the line. I mean, I can't see how that's dangerous like a kickoff.
I really wasn't paying attention too much to what Tennessee did, but I am sure the special team coaches said, well, then that's going to be an onside kick. Wide receivers, tight ends, and running backs, get out there. Yeah. The guys with the hands, that's it. I don't know what's going on with that. It's crazy. God, we just want to forget this last week, don't we?
Yeah.
Last 3 weeks.
We texted back and forth, and we're undefeated at the tailgate for sure. So we're having a great time at the tailgate. We're definitely making memories. Family is coming to the tailgate, so we're having a great time. I think this is the first time in all the times that I think Jeff and I have been going to the games now for like almost 10 years. And I think this is the first time where we're on like a losing streak, and we can see that there's probably going to be a losing streak here a little bit more before we actually get,
this is not going to be.
Yeah. Usually win our home games. I guess that's what I'm saying.
Which brings me up to this. I got a segment here. I'm going to ask you guys all a question.
All right.
You see this?
Yeah.
That's a fork. Nick, Jose, Jeff.
No.
McDaniels. Do I stick it in him? Is he done?
Oh.
Who, Daniels?
Yeah. McDaniels.
No.
No, he's not done.
I think last season bought him some time, and the fact that Chu was hurt, that's not his fault. And so I think we'll get another year out of him at least. Let's see if he can.
They just extended his contract, so he's not going anywhere this season. No matter what, we could lose the next 10 games. He's probably still going to be here. But I would take that fork and stick it in his play calling abilities. Stop calling the plays.
Jose.
Look, as long as he's calling the plays, he's done. Put the fork in him.
I'm going to stick with you, Jose. Grier.
Grier. Put the fork in him for sure, right? Half of the reasons why we are here is because of Grier. 100%.
Going back the other way, Nick.
Yeah, Grier. You could stick that fork in Grier. I would say it's time to get done. I think it's time for some fresh eyes in the front office.
Well, I guess I'm going to disagree and say no. Grier's not done.
He's got more money to give out.
You're lucky that Jose's not with you with this fork.
Because I don't want him going. You're asking me if I think that he is, and I don't think that he is. I think he's still got the favor of the owner. And like you said, there are a couple of offensive linemen away from turning this thing around. When's the trade deadline? We could start trading for offensive linemen, and all of a sudden we're back into it because our defense is good. Our defense is good.
I don't think
we should have already done it.
The thing with trading is you have to have somebody to trade away.
I don't think you find good offensive linemen that are going to impact us like that.
Yep.
We would have already got them.
I think there's any free agent that can do better than the guys on the right side of the line. That's just my take.
There are guys on the couch.
You can't get any worse than what's on the right side of our offensive line.
Well,
look at the grades they get.
The giant rookie, he had a really good game. They did not call his name one time the entire game, and that's a good thing for an offensive lineman. Yeah, you don't want to hear their name being called. So we have hope there, and he was drafted by Grier.
When it comes to Grier, I just want to remind you that the guy who he brought in, the quarterback Huntley, was cut by the Cleveland Browns. Okay.
Well, they cut everybody.
And was on the practice squad for the Ravens. Okay. So, okay, last one. Go ahead, Nick.
Oh, you got to go ahead. Go ahead.
No, Nick, go ahead. Keep going.
Because I wanted to know, can we stick a fork in the owner? Mr. Ross, is he done?
I think he's trying to stick a fork in himself, to be honest with you. Right? He's looking to get out. He's looking to get out of the ownership business. I wish. Look, that guy right there. When he came in, he didn't come in as a football guy. He came in as a real estate guy. He said, "I'm going to improve that stadium, put a top on it. I'm going to take the real estate around the stadium, and I'm going to bring in the tennis courts. I'm going to bring the F1 racing, right? I'm going to do all this stuff. I'm going to create a sports complex, right?" And he really doesn't care about the Dolphins, right? It's just one of his notches on his lipstick case. That's all the Dolphins are to him. He could care less if we win a Super Bowl or not.
Okay, guys, one last fork, a quick one because we're almost done here.
All right.
Miami Dolphins, the season.
Hmm.
Do we
Fork
stick
it.
a fork in it and look
Fork
for a high draft pick, or there's still hope?
We're gonna get it. We don't even have to worry about going out and working to get a high draft pick. We're gonna get a high draft pick, for sure. Because nothing beats that interior line. You can't. You just have to go get guys off the road, off the street that are gonna all of a sudden start playing like they did last year. We let guys go that were really that were on rookie contracts or hustling, and now we got nothing. No, forking
Nick,
it
the season over?
over.
The season is not over.
It's over.
We can pull off a win this week against New England. We go into the bye week, regroup, and hopefully Tua is ready to go. And maybe we can block for him. I don't know.
Jeff?
It depends on if we keep doing this podcast, because every time we do this podcast, they lose.
No.
So maybe we should take a week off.
We went down to Palmetto, man. We went down to Palmetto, remember?
Stop complaining. This could be a moneymaker for us.
Then we're going to get the number 1 pick.
All right. Nick mentioned it. Next week we play the New England Patriots, who are also a pretty bad team. Really terrible in defense. Quick, Jose, your pick.
I think in the Tua era, we've only lost to them once, if I'm not mistaken. I think Tua was hurt that game, and he was out. If I remember correctly, I may be wrong, but
Well, he's hurt this game too. So
I think the streak ends here, and they beat us in their house.
Nick,
We're going to win. I'm sticking with us. We're going to win. Let's see, 20-17.
Jeff.
Close games here.
Yeah, we're gonna win this one. I think there's going to be major changes coming. The coach has actually said it that he's going to reevaluate everything, and there's going to be major changes happening. So I think we will win it. Like Tony said, the New England's defense is terrible, which will match up good with our offense. Our defense is pretty good, and I think can shut them down. So I think we're going to have a low-scoring game. I'm going to say 9-3.
whoa. That's good.
Dolphin.
Kicker, yeah, MVP.
24-17, by the way.
I think what's going to happen is it's going to be a lot of mistakes going on in this game. A lot of both defenses are going to mess up. Both offenses are going to do crazy things. I'm thinking 31-28 Miami. Okay, things are going to happen. Okay, you're going to see interceptions. You're going to see fumbles. You're going to see all kinds of weird stuff, as opposed to what we've been seeing now.
I hope I'm wrong.
This is all weird stuff.
By the way, there is a good football team in town.
They play in the same stadium. At least somebody's winning over here.
Baby.
Heck, I'm wearing the Marlins because they have a better one-loss record than the Dolphins.
All about the U.
There you go. There you go.
Well, we could rename it the Utastic 4.
All right, guys. I want to thank everybody for watching. I thank Nick, Jose, Jeff. I'm Tony Castanera. Click, like, share us, give us some comments, ask us some questions. We're here for you. We'll see you next week. Hopefully we'll be in a better mood. Take it easy, guys.